start a friendship.
Hi, swingers.
Hi,
Me
swingers.
We last episode cut out, and I think we already forgot what Toto had been talking about.
My uncomplicated dental.
Ah.
We were talking about how important dental insurance is. Like, if you have a choice between a job that has dental insurance and one that... No, I'm changing my car, for the love of Christ. And one that doesn't have dental, get the one with dental because...
That gets expensive fast.
It gets expensive fast, especially if your kids need braces or you need a crown or anything. Like, I usually just get my, like, semi-annual cleaning. Every couple years I get a cavity filled. So that's very, very basic dental care. And I still wouldn't even want to contemplate it without insurance.
Oh, we were just making a Shrek 2 reference.
Yeah, we were.
I know, but then I had to go in SJW.
It's not... No. You're not an SJW.
She kind of is.
I'm an armchair activist, even.
I wouldn't say you're... Well, maybe you are what... No, you're definitely what the right would call an SJW.
Oh, they're gonna call me like one of those blue-haired... There's a phrase they use, like, oh, this blue-haired Twitter liberal or something. Oh, one time...
What is it about girls with blue hair and horoscopes?
I don't know.
Why... Hey, why does being overweight cause blue hair in some women?
I'm gonna leave that.
Yeah, I mean, it's weighted, but it's funny.
It's very funny.
I have a story about elitism.
We'll
leave it for another time.
Yeah, you just
I've told it
us,
recently.
like, last weekend, even.
Yeah. The lifeguard thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was at Christmas fire.
Yeah. What were we saying before?
You were a blue-haired Twitter liberal.
Oh, my oldest brother, he one time got frustrated with me, and he said that I was
an overzealous
liberal white girl.
Girl.
And there was derision in every word. Like, he really managed to pack a lot.
It's funny because Sean's liberal. Like, Sean's liberal.
And also white. Like, the only difference between he and I is he's male with a couple years. And he didn't want to make a worm bin. I built a worm bin. And, like, when I was first talking about the idea, Sean didn't live with me. Okay? We had sort of been roommates for a few years after moving out of our parents' house. But at this point, we were not living in the same place. It was me and my now husband, and I was talking about making a worm bin and putting it in the way corner of the basement where no one will see it. And John was like, ew, I don't know how I feel about having worms in the house. And then, but, you know, like, we discussed it further and he was okay with it. So I made one. And then Sean was all, oh my god, John didn't want a worm bin in the house, and Erin made one anyways. And, like, she's just this, I forget the phrase he used already. Overzealous, liberal white girl. And I was like, well, I mean, Sean, you seem a bit more upset than the worm bin warrants.
Especially in the house you don't live in.
Yeah, and especially because he's like, oh, John said he didn't want one, and you disregarded his wishes. And like, well, so when I first had the idea, and you were around and I mentioned it, John was like, ew, worms. You weren't around for any previous or subsequent discussions about it. And whether or not, you know, John was okay living in a house with worms. So...
House with Worms sounds like a really weird horror movie. Like a really shitty B movie.
Yeah, I just took
The House of 1,000 Worms.
Big blue Rubbermaid containers, and I drilled some holes in them. And then
I got because my mom didn't go
put some starting substrate in there, some soil, and then I bought some worms on Amazon. They will send you like a pack of 500 live rad wrigglers, which is really exciting.
Rad is what it is.
You can get like 1,000 ladybugs on Amazon.
Yeah, you can buy beneficial bugs.
Ladybugs are an invasive species. I got.
They eat aphids and other things that... So it depends on what plants you have. They can be beneficial depending on your garden. And like praying mantises, those are considered beneficial. You can buy those.
Look at me, I popped off.
But yeah, I drilled some holes into these big, like the 50-gallon containers, and then I put some dirt in there and some eggshells and some worms. And that was several years ago.
Do you still have this?
Yeah. I actually, I haven't put any food scraps in it in a long, long time. But it's kind of self-sustaining. Because there's way more material than the worms will go through. But it takes up space. and I'm not very diligent with it, so I'm just gonna take the material, the substrate, the hummus, whatever you want to call it, and dump it in my veggie garden this year and turn it in. And
So wait, when you white people eat hummus, you're literally just eating dirt? I thought that was a joke.
no, okay, so there's hummus from chickpeas, which is wonderful. Thank you to the Middle East. And then there's
What the?
Well, I got a double really quickly.
Look, Aaron popped off. I got nothing.
Legend.
wait, what?
Legend.
How did I do that?
Legend.
Okay.
Look at that.
Oh, baby, a triple.
Oh, a
Wait.
triple.
What did Logan recently
9
called me a legend
seconds.
for something, and it was so endearing.
Was it about not
The
puking?
Go-Gurt!
Oh.
I picked them up to go to our brother's house, and like, I handed Logan a Go-Gurt so he could open it for me so I could eat it while driving. He's like, oh man, are you eating a Go-Gurt? What a legend!
But he said it in his Logan. Last name redacted.
Yeah, Dimitri, you're gonna have
Dimitri!
to... Dimitri.
Dimitri!
He said it in his Logan last name redacted way.
Yeah. But
What
like,
a
and it-
legend.
There it is.
and like, if you know Logan, it was genuinely like congratulatory, mostly silly, but like, it wasn't.
Well, I mean, it's Go-Gurt. That
Okay,
I got.
when Logan wants to be a hype man,
Listen,
he's a hell of a hype man.
I've got the IBS, so the probiotics are good. And I would get like the Yoplait and the Greek yogurt and stuff, and I just never ate it. I was always like, I want to get a spoon and eat my fucking yogurt. But then my mother-in-law had Go-Gurts for like my niece, who was 2 or 3 at the time. And she gave me one, and I was like, well, this is convenient. And then recently I was like, you know what? I'm an adult. I do my own grocery shopping.
I can buy Go-Gurt.
I can buy Go-Gurt. And guess what? Now I eat yogurt more regularly, and my innards are happy.
I love that positivity. I could have Go-Gurt.
I could
You know,
watch Speed Racer.
Listen,
You could
friends,
watch Speed
if you
Race.
ever think, you know what, this like
Child
kiddie
thing.
version of something would be a lot easier for me to do. Like if I drank water out of this, I would drink more water. But you don't do it because it feels silly. Do whatever, man.
Also,
if there is a hack that makes taking care of your meat sack easier, feel no shame.
Okay, when you said meat sack, I was thinking of something a little more down south. I'm like, you don't have one of
your
those.
testicles.
Your flesh prison,
I'm like, I can take care of that all on my own.
your mortal coil, your physical form.
I've been separated from my mortal coil. I need someone to
Hang on.
reaffirm my condition for me.
I'm
Thank you,
Logan-
whoever reaffirmed my
Logan said
condition.
he
Yeah.
was separated from his mortal coil, and I was just picturing that episode of
How you doing?
I got
I'm
you.
coming. I was picturing that episode of
I think you get
Full Metal
iframes after
when
saving people.
when Ed's in the hospital and he pisses Winry off, so she beats him with her wrench, and then like
First of all, rational thing to do.
Yeah.
it's anime. The reactions are always really out of proportion, but like,
Well, it's
and then his
Winry,
soul
too.
is escaping. And they do the little kind of cartoony art style. And
I got
Al
that.
is like, don't worry, brother! I've got your soul! And it's especially funny because, like, literally, retrieving someone's disembodied soul is a large plot point. And Al just did it with no
Effort.
effort, no sacrifice.
I'm just saying.
Not that he had anything to sacrifice at that point.
He had a soul. What are you talking about?
Well, yeah, he had a soul, but
He
And they
sacrificed it to get Ed's arm back, even.
Oh, I got.
I'd have to rewatch
How come when
last couple episodes, but
how come
yeah, I
when
think it's Ming to
Ed
or May.
traded his door for Al's soul, he didn't also get his leg back?
So it's what interests me is that so they tried to bring their mom back, and he lost his leg for his arrogance,
And
and
Al,
then his brother was just taken, stem to
Completely.
stern. They took his flesh, they took his soul, and he's like, "You got to give me my brother back. I'll give you anything. I'll give you an arm." And the truth, God, whatever,
Was
it's like, you know
cool.
what? That's an even exchange, because equivalency is a big deal in that show. And they're like, yeah, your brother's soul is worth just one of your arms.
I think the argument is Al's soul hadn't been my best guess is Al's soul hadn't been fully taken yet, because he was taking Al's body for their hubris, and so the soul
was still up for grabs.
Yes. And I was like, let me have it, you can have my arm.
But still, throughout the theme, throughout the show, there's the theme of what can equal the value of a human soul, and that's why it's impossible to perform human transmutation. But apparently, Alphonse Elric, who is the best, the sweetest little cinnamon roll, so pure, so wholesome. Apparently, his soul is worth one juvenile arm.
Well, I'm gonna say, as well, you
They
know
didn't
what
try
else? So your door equals a human soul, but you know what else equals a human soul? Another human soul.
They also like use the Philosopher's Stone to be like, hey, this is what a human soul can do, and when it's all broken down,
They literally do put value on the human soul because of the Philosopher's Stone.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna camp the button.
I'm just cruising around. That worked for me last time.
We
Does
just
anyone
gotta
have
get
a-
baby Daisy.
Yeah.
Does anyone have a locality on this baby?
Anybody got eyes on this child?
Coming in.
You know what? When you put a child, like, you turn them loose in a large area, you tie a balloon to their belt.
Oh, it's like when you want to let your turtle
Turtle
walk
out,
around
yeah.
in the backyard.
Yeah, so at John's cousin, Rosalie, her first birthday, she was waddling around, as 1-year-olds often do, and, like, she was disappearing in between the tables and stuff, and she wanted a balloon, so someone tied a balloon on her, and it's like, oh, gee, now we haven't lost baby Rosie. All you gotta do is find the balloon bobbing around.
Bobbing along,
The Bobby with the bobbing balloon.
bobbing along on the,
The
bottom
bottom
of the sea.
Beautiful briny,
I
shiny,
forgot about
shiny,
that movie.
Beautiful briny
It's
sea.
been far too long.
It's a good movie.
That one's Bed Knobs and Broomsticks, right?
Yes. Which John didn't. I like made him watch it, and he like got halfway through, and he's like, "Do I have to keep watching it?"
It's such a good movie though, and it takes
I
place during
know.
World War One, I think, or World War Two.
One of the wars.
2. London bombing. They were
Yeah.
sending children away. Same era, same setting as Narnia. Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Everybody dies
'Cause-
at the end of that.
Like when they do the rapture thing.
Wait, there's a rapture? I was under the impression the 4 kids all die in a train crash.
Yeah, but it's because, and then they go on to like, so Aslan is Christ.
Yep.
Everybody dies, and then they go back to Narnia. But
Yep,
it's
I
not
knew
the
that.
same Narnia. It's a bigger, better Narnia. It's like the second coming of the kingdom of Christ,
God damn it!
or Aslan. Because that is,
I never read any of the books. I only watched a couple of the movies. And I mean like the 1912 movie and then the
1912.
or the 2003 movie.
I don't think there's a 1912 movie.
Aaron, the point is there's an old movie
Yeah.
and a younger movie, and I watched both of them.
Yeah,
Of Lion, Lich, and the Wardrobe.
We watched the old one in 3rd grade after our teacher read us the book.
Well, when I was in 3rd grade after the teacher read the book, that was around the time
The new one was published.
Yep.
Published, released, whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Published. Shit.
Yeah, but you were in 3rd grade a few years after me.
One would
Like
argue
4
Quattro.
or 5.
Quattro.
Oh, I heard lad.
You hear somebody, I think it's
Thumping
Kevin,
upstairs.
because John has a much heavier tread.
Does he?
I
Oh
landed
yeah,
right
it's
in
just
front
our
of that
floor
guy.
is super, super fucking squeaky. So like you hear even the cats moving up there. Oh no, that's gonna be John.
I got this. I'm a good lord.
Hello, John. I assume that's John. If he's coming this way, it's definitely John.
Well, and like if it was Kevin and he like didn't have earbuds and he'd be like, oh no, it's Kevin.
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir. How are you? Okay. I think I know what that means.
Understandable.
He
Oh,
had
Logan,
to
you
clock
blew me
in
up.
for a bit today.
Oof. Oof. Oof.
Hate to see it.
On Easter?
Don't work, swingers.
Yeah.
Well,
Just
so-
don't have a job.
In John's job in March, they go hard. They turn it into this big company-wide competition every 14-hour days and stuff, and you call your clients and you end up generating a lot of leads. And those leads don't magically disappear when it becomes April 1st. So the first week of April, they always have like high work volume left over from March.
Oof.
Yeah, which is rough because I mean like March is just
Evil.
honestly by the time we got to March 5th, I'm like, is it done yet? And I'm not. It's not even my job.
Oh no! I ran right into that.
Although it was really nice this
Little
year
help.
that it was super, super nice. Oh, fuck. Work from
no.
home, because in previous years during March I just didn't see John at all.
Which is big sad.
Yeah, because like he would leave for work shortly after I woke up, and then he'd come back home after I'd gone to bed. But this year, because work from home, I could actually pop into his office and be like, babe, do you want a snack? He'd be like, shh, I'm on a call.
Oh no.
And one time, their like work software was down, and they were on like a video chat with their teammates. And John just came out of his office and he's like, the sales system is down. We're doing show and tell. And he picks up and leaves the room.
A pangolin.
A pangolin. He picked up Link,
Okay.
who is John's pangolin specifically.
Yes.
I lined up the adoption, but they have chosen each other. They are buddies.
In fact,
The pangolin chooses the wizard. It's not always clear why.
And then the wizard wears a 3-piece suit to go to court to maintain custody of the pangolin. True story!
That is... Yeah, that's the whole thing, Swingers. You might hear about it eventually, but
Have they
not
not?
today. I haven't told them about it.
Okay.
It's not my story to
I
tell.
ramble about so many stories, though. Like, when you all have me on here, I just go off. I talk about feminism and upward social mobility and socioeconomic status and the woeful education system and
Batman.
sociology. You know what? Batman is actually the fucking worst.
He's really
He
bad.
literally could just, like, use his money and power to lobby for, like, structural change in Gotham so people can actually have
Instead,
jobs.
he'd rather beat up the mentally ill.
And yeah, instead, he'd rather literally just, like, go to the insane asylum, which is an inhumane institution. BT dubs. Insane asylums are... And, yeah, just beat up the inmates.
Tire Swing Gaming, a show that cares.
Nice. We do care. Us 3 white bitches sitting on this love seat, crammed together, just complaining about the state of the world.
Love Tire Swing.
Love Tire Swing.
Oh, that's...
No, that doesn't sound... That doesn't... No.
Whoa, no! I was
Okay.
about to get 2. Press A.
I
Everybody.
am...
Oh, I got 1.
Yeah, no, Love
Oh,
Tire
no.
Swing... That don't
What?
sound right.
I'm... Oh no, what happened?
Like, if there's a Love Tire Swing, could you keep it separate from the Family Tire Swing?
Well, no
Tire
problem.
Swing Gaming
sis.
is not a family-friendly channel.
Which is odd. Because...
Why is it
It's-
odd?
Them-
Because it's a family-produced show.
Who's
Oh,
family? Dimitri's not related to me.
Oh, no.
Logan's not related to me.
No, we just have the same siblings, mostly.
You just have the same sister.
We have a similar
3,
sister.
3 similar. Wait, what is Logan's Aaron like? How is it different from Seth's Logan? Or Seth's...
Well, in
But
a lot of
it's-
ways. A lot of key ways.
the beard, for one.
Yes, my Aaron has a beard.
Plucked it. You fall behind on these things in quarantine. You don't have to leave the house. You're like, no, I'll get to my eyebrows and facial hair another day. And then, like, 5 months later, you're like, oh dear God, this is not...
That was the best part. I could just stop shaving and no one could judge me for it.
That's true.
I hate shaving, Swingers. It's the worst.
So he grew a rather impressive beard. Like, very
There's only
luscious.
1 left. Does anyone know where they are?
No. I don't think I've gotten anybody this round.
I'm not sure I've gotten anybody.
I've gotten quite a few.
Yeah, you're carrying
I'm just
the team
camping the
today.
button to make sure they don't, like...
I'm just gonna go to the other area then.
They might be stuck. Oh,
Somebody got them.
I guess we win.
Let's go.
Wait, did I actually...
I didn't even look. I'm sorry.
But I wasn't at the bottom.
I
Oh.
only got 4 points that whole round.
I have no idea. I think how many?
I got
Oh,
like 2, maybe?
I think we got what, 1 or 2 left. I think 2.
Yeah.
Luigi's Mansion.
Dem veins. You are a phlebotomist dream.
I don't
know
know
what
what
that
plant
means.
people have to do with anything.
A phlebotomist is someone that draws blood.
What do you? I feel like there's an botanist.
Phlebot.
You're a
Flowbot?
Flowbot? Handlebars?
Can you ride your bike with no handlebars?
Actually, I have to go see a phlebotomist. I'm 2 years behind on it. Every year I'm supposed to get the blood draw.
You're 3 years behind on it. Is what you told me last time we saw each other.
Yikes. That may be true. That may be true.
I got.
Swingers, I am doing what is called a pro gamer move.
They
Seth
want
stole that from me.
my doctor to get a fasting blood draw, which
Ugh.
means you have to wake up and go straight there before you eat. You can't eat like
like-
after midnight the night before.
Sounds like you would need a ride for that. I
And
know.
yeah, honestly, like, is either like I literally brush my teeth, put on a mask and some pants, and run out the door, and then I get my blood draw and I have breakfast and my stimulants in my car, and then probably an after breakfast nap in my car, and then eventually make my way home. Because, like, I don't like to,
Oh, balls.
I don't think it would kill me, but I don't like to take my stimulants on an empty stomach. And when you do a fasting blood draw, you're allowed to have water, black coffee, black tea, and most prescription medications. But some prescriptions do not go well on an empty tummy. And stimulants are notoriously tough on tummies.
I see. So don't do cocaine on an empty stomach.
Or methamphetamine.
Yeah, I used to.
I wouldn't do that to begin with.
Yeah, I would advise against it most of the time.
Yeah, folks, if you're like, hey, Adderall seems like a good idea, I think it would benefit me. It might, but be prepared for really bad heartburn. That was the first stimulant my neurologist tried me on, and I have reflux too, so like that's a wonderful combination. There is no God. No, just God would give a person narcolepsy and acid reflux. Coffee is the solution to one of my problems. And
Toto, if you just accepted God,
Oh.
you wouldn't have these issues at all.
Disability Twitter got something to say about that.
God's a dick.
Yeah, so there's no just God. Because there's no way a loving God would give someone both narcolepsy and
He does it
acid
because he
reflux.
loves you. You have to show your fealty to him in spite of the tests he gives you.
Not even.
It's,
I would be
it's called making sure you're humble and good and righteous.
Yeah, no, that's called bullshit.
Yeah,
I believe the word you're looking for is abuse.
Oh shit, Toto,
Anyways.
ayúdame.
Okay. Nope.
Metal Mario.
I got.
Wendy!
Wendy!
Boo! Boo, Wendy!
No,
boo.
said we need her.
We don't need no stinking Wendy.
Well, somebody
Well,
she saved us anyway, Seth.
Yeah.
Because
Fair.
she's a nice lady.
But yeah, Adderall is extremely rough on the tummy, especially if you already have reflux. It was really bad, and it wasn't helping my wakefulness at all. I would take it with breakfast and have coffee with breakfast, and then I would fall asleep after breakfast. And then for the rest of the day, I'd be like moderately awake with terrible heartburn. And so my neurologist is like, hey, how's that Adderall working out for you? And I'm like, it's actually not helpful at all, and it's causing like really bad reflux symptoms. I don't feel it's benefiting me anywhere near enough to justify the cost. And this man looks me dead in the eye. I'm like 23, 24, and he's like, I feel like you're at peak management. Meaning, this is as good as it's gonna get for the rest of your fucking life.
Ooh.
I found a new neurologist.
Yeah.
Because Adderall isn't the only stimulant used to treat narcolepsy. There are actually narcolepsy-specific stimulants. And I was like, I'm willing to try one of those. I know, like, trying new medications is tedious, because sometimes you gotta do it for a few months to verify the results and blah, 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 blah. But I was willing to do it. But, like, he was like, nah, why bother? So my sister-in-law recommended a neurologist she had been to previously, and I have been seeing that doctor ever since.
Well, glad you found
Damn it,
one you
Iggy.
like.
Yeah, like, so, pro tip, if you guys are not chronically ill or struggle with your doctors,
Just don't.
a good, yeah,
Just
just
don't.
don't be chronically ill.
Yeah. God, we live in America. Why would you choose to be chronically ill?
It is very promising when you go to a new appointment with a new doctor and they ask you, what are your goals?
What is this, a job interview?
Yes.
Honestly,
Where
like,
do you see yourself in 5 years?
well, they were
Don't
like,
say
so,
doing your wife.
I mean, like, what sort of work situation do you have? Like, do you have a lifestyle where you can take 3 to 4 naps a day? Is that something you want to do? What are your goals? And I was like, well, I don't want to be, like, throwing up because I took my stimulants. I don't want to pick reflux or sleepies. I don't want to have to choose between one or the other. And, like,
What? Who
Yeah.
hit me?
I would like to...
You drove into my dream job.
I would like to get
Why
more
would you do
function
that?
out of my days.
Mean for it to happen.
If
I'm trying
possible.
to make sure they don't get out. I'm not doing a hot job, but I'm trying to make sure.
Were you with me at that first appointment, Mr. Bibbs?
How did she get that snipe?
Husband is in the room. He says he believes he's at that appointment.
He quiet lad.
He's being a very considerate observer, which is great because we are definitely not being considerate streamers. We're terrible. We talk over each other.
What?
We're not streaming.
Well, not streaming. Obviously, it's not a live
Toto,
stream,
I'm not
but, like,
talking over you.
Uh-huh.
Okay, streamers.
Hey!
What do we want for dinner?
Ooh.
I ate before I came, so I'm not particularly hungry, but thank you for the offer.
That's nice.
You're gonna eat, goddammit! You will accept his hospitality.
You're
This
so
is Southern
skinny.
hospitality.
You need to eat more. You're like an Italian grandma, John.
That's not what I asked.
He's
I
like
didn't
Peggy.
ask if you were hungry. I asked what you want for dinner.
His mother, Peggy, who is like the best mother-in-law the planet has ever
Peggy's such a
seen.
nice lady.
Like, she's met all my siblings, but not like,
Has she met Sean?
yeah, she was at my wedding
Well, that doesn't mean she really
and
met Sean.
other events. No, she's met all of you. She knows all your names and who is who.
Whoa.
I know, it's amazing.
I just kind of assumed she was,
She'd be like, is Chris the guy who works at the car store? Or am I wrong? I'm probably wrong. I'm like, no, you got it. And she's like, oh, okay, and Chris is married to Kate? I'm like, yeah.
She's so polite.
She is so polite, and she puts so much effort into thinking of others.
says we lost that.
What? Oh.
Applauding for our failure.
Well, if you guys were not slacking and pulled your own weight,
Hold on, let's wait till we see the scoreboard.
I just drive in circles.
Yeah! I was slacking.
I nearly doubled your score.
Yeah, Red Luigi carried the team.
That's
So,
a first,
you had
honest to God.
You had quadruple my score virtually. Even more. Because 4 times 6 is 24, right?
It is.
Yeah, you had
That's
more.
4.5 times.
Yeah.
I've never scored that high before. This is a fluke.
So swingers, you guys are really good at staying focused and everything. So I just want to pay you that compliment while I circle back to
To the dinner thing?
what do you want to eat?
Bye, swingers.
Bye!